Hey everybody, it's Friday and we all survived the first day of summer, I'm assuming. If you can look back behind me, we've got some storm clouds. I guess this is a remnant of a tropical depression or tropical storm that came across in Mexico. And I hope that we're all praying for those that are experiencing those terrible fires in New Mexico and also the horrible flooding that's going on in Texas. Just add those people in your prayers if you wouldn't mind. And I'm going to show you that I got all those tomatoes done. So here we go. All right, so if you look right there, those are tomatoes. They're in that big box there. And then there's more tomatoes over there. I don't know if you can see, it's in this one right here. And then I put some more over there on the one that's got the trellis. Yeah, you can see that we talked about the other night when I was planting them. But I want to talk just a bit about cages. Now, I use tomato cages like this. I have always used them like that. I don't know. I like the taller ones that are a little bit thicker. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but the rain's coming, which makes me happy, but I probably can't do much of a video in it. I like the tall ones. I like the ones that are a little stronger. They seem to last longer, but I do have these that are not quite as tall. Well, I think all of them in here are tall except for maybe that one just right there. And they're a little smaller in how round they are. But the reason I put them up is because I always like my tomatoes to grow up something. Look who's here. Hey,
Hi,
you.
guys.
What are you doing?
Well, tomorrow we're gonna go to a secret. Our dad has a thing planned with us, cause
Look at me.
this weekend is the only weekend we're gonna see him before he goes hunting.
Yeah.
So we are gonna have something special. My dad has something planned, but it's a secret. We don't know yet. Me and my brother don't know yet. He's over there.
Oh, hi, Baylor.
Come here.
It's raining. It's right. It's raining. What, sweetheart?
Of the hot tub.
Oh, no.
No. He's climbed up on top and then he's going to go to
Kaylee is tattling on her brother. But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of getting sidetracked, aren't I, guys? The tomato cages, I really like them. I like it. I come out probably every 2 or 3 days, and I'll make sure that I put the leaves of the tomatoes over. My dad, he used to have a garden in the ground, and what he did was he took old tires. Okay, guys, I got to stop for a few minutes because these are big raindrops. Of course, it was what I was asking for, so I can't say anything about it, but I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I decided I'd come out into the greenhouse and I would do the rest of this video from the greenhouse. Kaylee and Baylor are inside the canning shed and they're watching a movie. Yes, I do have a TV that is tied up to the Wi-Fi. It is so much easier to keep them entertained when we're trying to can. And also when it's raining in the garden. They don't really want to be out here. But what I was talking about is my dad used to take used tires and put them around the tomatoes. And then he would just let the tomatoes grow up and over them. And it did keep them quite straight. And all you had to do is just look underneath for the tomatoes. And it also helps retain moisture, which is great. If you've got a bunch of used tires around your place, and if you don't have any, run up to my old office. I've got a lot. I'll just give them to you. No problem. You can also trellis your tomatoes. And that is just a matter of stringing an upper beam across the top and then having something that's on the bottom to attach it to. And then you just take some heavy cord and you just run it down and that tomato will grow up that. I've never tried it, mostly because I have these cages already and it's just the way I've done it. I do like the heavier gauge cages, like I said, and I do like the ones that have a little color because I think anytime you can add color to your garden, it's a good thing. The tomatoes are all in the ground, or in the grow boxes. I still have one grow box, that big black plastic Rubbermaid water trough that I'm going to plant in. I plant some tomatoes in that. I don't quite have enough to do the whole thing, so I might have to go get some more from the nursery. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I do have some Cherokee Purple, but those are for Brianne. She wanted to put them down to her house. They are the heirloom tomato, and I swear I'd never plant again, but she wanted to give it another try, so that's what we're doing. I think my mom, oh, she's so sad. Tomorrow I'm going to go over to a town about 60 miles away to the temple. And in there, while I'm there, I've got to stop and get her some green peppers, and I've got to give her some cabbages. Now my mom lives a few miles out of town, and she has 3 guests that visit every single night. And they have hooves, and they are deer. And the first little while, they just kind of nibbled the tops, but now they've eaten all of her green peppers, so I've got to get her some green peppers. And they have destroyed, she had like 20 cabbages, and she doesn't have hardly any more. So I've got to get her some cabbages. So, you know, what do you do for livestock or wildlife if they're in and around your garden? Well, I have a dog, and Dozer's a very old dog, but he can still hear when the deer are outside, and he will go out and he will bark. He doesn't chase them very much anymore, but he does bark. So except in really late in the fall or in the early spring, I don't really have a problem with deer here. And I'll probably keep a dog because I think that's a good reason to have one. Keep the deer out of your garden. My mom doesn't want a dog. And so we put my nephew and my son-in-law, or I think, are right down there now, putting a electric fence around it. Now, it's not what you're thinking about, like around a prison or something. It's just a couple of wires around it. It keeps the raccoons. All those raccoons have to just touch it once and they don't come back. Same thing with the deer. They don't like it either. So there'll be a cord up on the top, and there'll be one fairly low on the bottom. Actually, there might be 3. I'm not sure, but I think there might be 3. And we did that last year. We started doing that, and it worked really great. So that's what we're going to do again for her. It makes you sad after you've put in effort and you've got them growing really good, and here comes, you know, the deer or the raccoons. Or somebody said, not me, I don't have moles, and I don't have things that grow down in the, you know, that bury down into the dirt, but I guess some people do. The problem I have right now, grasshoppers. Yep. And I cannot stand a grasshopper. I don't like it when I step and things just go, you know, away from where my feet are. So I don't like that. But I've got some stuff to put on my lawn. I think I've got some lawn mites, because I've got a lawn that's been beautiful and it's not so beautiful now. So I'm going to put that on it and see if we can get rid of those. And also I got some 7. Now, the 7 that I've got are granules, and I'm going to put them around the beds. I'm not going to put them in the beds. So I shouldn't have a problem with bees. But I've got to get rid of those grasshoppers. I can't stand it, and I will not lose my garden to a bunch of grasshoppers. And probably a week or so ago, I saw this big, black, ugly thing. Looked kind of like a grasshopper, but much uglier, and I think it was a Mormon cricket. And I just reached down there and squished that sucker. I'm not going to have Mormon crickets. I guess we've got them about 90 miles away from here, maybe even 60, well, no, about 90 on the Colorado line. And so I'm going to get rid of those. I will not let that happen to my garden either, because quite honestly, I don't know if the seagulls would come save me from the Mormon crickets. Just how I am. So anyway, so as soon as it does stop raining, I'll probably go out. I've got beautiful flowers that need to be planted, and I'll get them planted. My mom gave me a rose bush for Mother's Day. I need to get that planted. And then, you know, really, except for a few of the seeds that are still coming up, I think everything's done in the garden. Well, no. I've got to plant the wonderful rutabaga and parsnips and something else that's kohlrabi. Brianne wants all those planted. Whoop-de-doo. I don't cook anymore. So, I mean, it's great if she wants to do it, if she wants those things, but I'm not going to, I don't care one way or another. I do have spots for them. I've got some watermelon and some cantaloupe that needs to be planted. And then this garden will be in, maybe about 3 weeks late, but it will be in and it will be productive. So I'm going to sit here and enjoy the rain for a few more minutes. And then I'm going to go back out in the garden and get busy. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. I love Fridays, and we'll talk to you soon.